All right, the last item that I have on the agenda is to review the engagement of Sewell Engineering to review plating boundary line adjustment. The cost of that was allocated at $25,000.
Thing came up when.
Well, no, the question was,
process
has the
so that
contract been signed?
Right.
Because I know in that unlawful meeting that was that I filed a complaint against with the Attorney General, it was all a lot of talk, but there was no contract that was written. And when I talked to Bill Wilson, he said he never drafted or approved a contract. So the question is, can the citizens and myself see a copy of that contract? Thank you.
I've never seen a contract. I did.
No, for these reasons. The fairgrounds that property needs to be platted. The vote is coming before on the advisory ballot. This work needs to be done. My vote is no.
My vote is yes, because we have received information from the Director of Planning and from legal stating that this does not need to be platted, and therefore we don't need to spend $25,000 unnecessarily, and we do not need to jeopardize the grant that the fair wants to expand. And if we were to vote any other way, we are jeopardizing the whole entire project. So my vote is to disengage at this time.
If we disengage altogether, are we disengaging for his engineering on all the stuff he's been doing, or just
No, mine specifically
just the
says,
lot line adjustment and the plating?
and my motion is just for the plating boundary line adjustment with the $25,000 price tag that was identified earlier.
That would be a disengagement of the entire contract, Mr. Chairman.
We don't have a contract. Unless we do, we would need to present it, because that's what Sheriff just asked you
Well,
for.
the contract which would be presented would have to come before the board again. We have chosen to engage. That was the motion that has been passed twice by this board.
Where's
that
the
was-
where's the
The
contract?
contract was supposed to be delivered by Sewell, which then we would have to vote to accept the contract next Tuesday, if it was presented, when we could present it to the board as is appropriate.
So there's it's clarifying, because Commissioner Bradshaw said we had already spent $15,000. So how did we spend $15,000 without a contract?
That was part of his engineering.
So we're
That
only,
was approved.
Okay,
There's
but-
a contract somewhere for that.
so just for the plating and boundary line adjustment, to be clear to the community, are you saying that you guys have received a contract with Sewell Engineering for that particular work?
I have not received a contract. I spoke with Mr. Jensen this week, or was it Friday? And he said he would be bringing by a contract. I am not in possession of a contract.
So I voted to disengage from Sewell. Luke voted to not disengage, so it's up to you, Bradshaw.
So yours was a yes or no?
Mine was a yes to disengage.
Okay. All right, I will vote yes, and
Thank you.
it's something that's got to be addressed by the fairgrounds. They've got to get a plan together. Just in order for any of this to go forward in a proper motion, that's got to be done. So I think that we should get the rest of the fair board appointed so that they have a full board. They can look at what's existing. They can decide what they want to do. If they decide they want to use that parking area for the campground, then we will address that MOU, correct that. But they've got to get a plan and submit it to us.
Yes.
Is
So
there,
I think we should put everything to do with the fairgrounds to the side until those two things get done.
I will make a motion that the Board of County Commissioners allow the Fair Board to identify the location of the RV campground associated with the grant on current fairground property, and that the Fair Board will continue as directed by their attorney to develop their own plan
And submit it to the
and
commission.
submit it to the commissioners.
That's what I said. Just
I'm
shorter
making a
words.
motion. I'm making a motion.
We have a second. I'll step down from the chair and second it. Roll call vote?
No.
Yes.
Yes.